How many of you enjoy swimming on a hot summer's day? I know I love going for a swim on a hot summer's day, especially when I was younger. Our family would go on a trip to our community pool and go swimming. One of the special things about our community pool was that there was a diving board there, and that made it so much more fun. I saw so many people walking up to the diving board and jumping off again and again and again and having so much fun. But every once in a while, there was someone who would come up to the diving board and it was their very first time. They'd be so nervous about jumping off. They'd walk up the board, they'd look around nervously, wonder if they could do it. And the same thing happened to me. I wondered the first time if I could do it. But what I needed to do was gather up the courage and trust in people and what they said and that they would be there for me. You know, people told me it was going to be fun and I needed to trust that. And, you know, my mom was close by and she would help me out if I needed some help, and I needed to trust in my swimming skills. So when I was finally ready and I gathered all the courage, I jumped in the pool and I loved it. And then I became like one of those other kids that jumped in the pool again and again and again. And it was so much fun. You know, a lot of times there are things in our lives that we can be really nervous about. Sometimes there are things that we should try that seem really scary at first, but it's worth it to do it in the end. You know, we had encouragement. People tell us we can do it and it's worth doing it. And you know, there are some things that God wants us to do, and God will be with us as we gather our courage together and we try to do those things that we need to do. In the Bible, it says to trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. So there's so many things that God wants you to do, and He is going to give you the courage to do it. He will give you the courage to try new things, like maybe jumping in the swimming pool. He will give you the courage to tell other people about Jesus. And you know what? God is going to be with you through those times. He will be there with you, giving you courage, and He will be there with you as parents encourage you or friends encourage you and are there with you along the way. So I encourage you, try something new, do something for God, and trust in the Lord, and He will be with you always.